But who better than me?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the casual stream with your host, Base the Kid. As always, please like and subscribe, share with a friend, a colleague, a relative, an associate, an enemy, any and all in between. It's appreciated. Full disclaimer for those of you that are new to the channel, welcome first and foremost, but this is one of the occasional non-boxing related live streams that we do. There are non-boxing related watch-alongs that do happen from time to time. I guess it could be anything from WWE to UFC, football, just whatever kind of comes on at that moment. This one is a follow-up to one that was done about a month ago now, where we just had a very casual chat about the latest films that have been out, the latest stuff that was on Amazon Prime, Netflix, Sky, Sky Max, anything in the cinemas, and yeah, just anything else that people want to talk about outside the boxing, because sometimes you need a little time to just decompress, get away from sort of some of the foolishness that goes on from a day to day, and yeah, just chopping it up with like-minded people about like-minded subjects. So with that being said, thank you everyone who is in attendance. I do know that the Arsenal game is on, and so is the Brentford game. I've been keeping an eye, but let me turn this down. I can go back to seeing how that game's progressing. Say if there's any Arsenal supporters in the chat, or Brentford or anything, feel free to let us know. But it looks like Arsenal just had a goal disallowed for offside. I guess they're going to check that now with the VAR. But yeah, it seems, it is Ipswich, so it's no real surprise right there. But let's take a look to see who's up in the building here. Ryan Hutchison's #1 in the building. Shout out to you, Ryan. Philip Answer with the famous catchphrase, LFG, if you know, you know. Bit of Wolverine and Deadpool action there. Calm Serene in the building. That Carme, shout out to you. Thank you very much for being here. Jonah31 in the building as well. So first thing I'm going to do from now, just #1, let's make sure that my sound's all good. I hope everyone that sounds fine. I'm going to throw a link in the chat straight away. I'm going to keep the stream going to maybe somewhere between 9:30 and 10, depending on how people how people receive, how many people jump in and all that stuff. The beauty of the pencil in the building as well. Shout out to you. Salute. Thank you very much for being here as well. Yeah. So anyone who wants to jump on, face, no face, anything is all good. Anything you want to talk about, anything that you've watched, anything that you just want to get off your chest, even if it is quote unquote boxing related, we just don't want that to dictate the entire sort of this entire stream. But yeah, any and anything I'm happy to converse about on this Friday evening. It doesn't even feel like a Friday. Is it just me that feels like it's not a Friday? I mean, within sort of my family home, Christmas wasn't really that, so that didn't feel like a big day. Yesterday didn't feel like anything. This whole week just doesn't feel like a week that's been festive. I guess maybe to some other people it did, and if it has for you, like, I love that for you, like, and I support that. But it's just felt like a very bland week for me. It just feels like a week where I'm just not at work. EMGM Sports in the building. Shout out to you. Yes, in the building, and it's lovely to see. Thank you very much. I'll say it's not just me. It doesn't feel like a Friday. Yeah, it just feels like, I don't know. This week just feels off, and I don't know what it is. I mean, even when I was around with my my godkids the other day, it didn't feel like we were getting close to Christmas. Maybe it felt that way in to them, like maybe the day after. Because we went to go and watch. We saw Sonic 3 and the Mufasa both back to back on Saturday, just gone. They gave both films 10 out of 10, by the way. But yeah, since then, even then, that they didn't. When we got back to the house, they didn't feel like they were super excited to be Christmas and all that stuff. So yeah, maybe it's just one of them 2024 vibes, which is 2024 has been bad vibes. I won't lie. Yeah, it feels like a Monday or like yeah, okay. Man, like Muller in the building. Shout out to you. Bless up. Link is in the chat if you do want to jump on. Exactly, it really feels off. Yeah. Was it foggy for you all day? Well, I had to travel up to Brent earlier on, like Harrow sides. There was a little bit of fog out there, but it wasn't like majorly. But yeah, yeah. How was Mufasa? You know what I will say, like I said, my godchildren, two of my godsons gave it 10 out of 10. They gave Sonic 3 10 out of 10 as well. So, you can kind of see where their taste is at. But it was funny, right? And obviously I don't know who's seen it and who hasn't, so I'm not gonna do the whole spoiler stuff. But obviously you guys know it's a prequel to The Lion King, so obviously there's a Mufasa and there's a Scar and Rafiki and all them lot. But it was really it was really sort of telling that when we came out of the cinema, my two godsons, one of them was like, oh, Scar, though they made Scar evil, like they turned Scar evil, and then the other one was like, well, no, they didn't turn him evil. He became evil because he wanted to be evil. But then, like, when you hear the conversations between the two of them, bear in mind, one is 10 and the other one is turning 9. One's about to turn 11 in February, and the other one is 9, going to be 10 in June. And the way that they're going back and forth about why Scar's not really a bad, or he wasn't bad to start with, and they made like it was interesting to listen to. And I can't lie, I kind of sided with the 9-year-old, because if you watch it, there's certain things that happen which put Scar on a certain trajectory, and it's like I can kind of understand how you go that way. Like, obviously you're supposed to, ultimately be the bigger lion, I suppose, but certain things happened, and man got hurt. I respect it. Sonic 3 was worth that 10. Yeah, I can't lie, I think it was actually the best of the 3 films. No spoilers. I won't spoil it, but I do think I think it was the best of the 3, to be honest. Like, they've just been getting better and better in their storytelling. But yeah, I think you and the children, you'll enjoy it, man, 100%. Because I went in there with no expectations. I didn't mind the first 2, but this one, I was there with them. I'm watching them, and they're watching it like, yeah, this is the best thing ever. And how I would have felt to be like a 10-11-year-old again. Have you seen Kraven the Hunter? Yes, I have. And to be honest, the film started off okay, and then it just kind of went left, and it went left very quickly. Sony, they're in problems, man. I don't understand how you've got all of these Spider-Man characters and you can't make a good film, or a film that is consistent. Because even the Spider-Man films ain't yours. Like, you're making them with the help and basically the guidance of Marvel. Do you know what I mean? So it's, yeah, like, they're in problems, and I'm glad that they're stopping now, because Morbius was like dumpster juice. Madam Web was I mean, look, the Venom films are kind of hit and miss, but they're fun at least. Like, they're not terrible. Kraven had so much potential, but then he just became, like, rather than being, the Kraven that we all know from the comics, all of a sudden now he's the anti-hero thing isn't necessarily that much of an issue, but yeah, it's just a big departure. And then how they get to Rhino, I don't understand that transition. Now I still don't understand Does he have a condition? Like, is it an ancient like curse that's put? I don't get it. Like, he's just a guy with something that's plugged into him, and when he takes it out, his skin becomes tough and scaly, and he grows a horn. I mean, yeah, it's not great, but like I said, it started off so well. A shout out to man like Aaron Taylor, or what's his name? Aaron Taylor, or Aaron Johnson Taylor, is it? Or Aaron Taylor Johnson. Like, he was sick when he played Quicksilver. He was sick in Kick-Ass. And yeah, like in Craven, he took the physicality to a whole nother level. He came in like super jacked for that film. So I give him credit for what he had to deal with and what he had to get put up with to sort of shoot the film. But yeah, almost feel like his talent was wasted. What's this? So I'm missing these comments here. Oh, it's very foggy, and yeah, I was quite close to Hertfordshire, so I can attest. Like, I don't know why it's so foggy up there. Foggy here in the northwest. Yeah, that's where I came from. I had to take my I took one of my uncles. I had to drop him home for my mum because he left some medication at home, and then I had to bring him back down, like to my mum's house. So we're talking a 3.5 hour journey around trip from southeast over to northwest and back, going through the city. So not even going around, but you know, things you do for family. The story for Sonic Death were a big improvement from the first two. Yeah, 100%. Sonic was levels. Shadow's cold still. But Shadow would always be like one of the characters that I would rate, because he just any character that their primary colors are black and red or red and black, I'm instantly interested, because those are my favorite colors, especially that colorway together. So yeah, even from the games, when you saw Shadow and he was like black and red, or sometimes they had him as like really dark navy and red. But yeah, either way, I'm always interested. That's why man like Miles Morales or any black and red Spider-Man suit will always be my number one choice. Big ups to man like Danny Glover in the building, Fight Fan TV. If you guys ain't tuned in and signed on and locked into the Neutral Corner podcast, make sure you click onto that channel right there, Fight Fan TV Live. Check out the content, do some amazing work, some good interviews over there as well. But the sit down chats is where it's at, and they're also I saw them on YouTube Premium earlier on YouTube Music, so they've even got the podcast on the YouTubes as well. So make sure you go check that out. Lionsgate will have a huge year next year. All the stuff lined up, yeah, 100%, man. Lionsgate is like Lionsgate are the budget. They're like the budget outfit of choice when it comes to. They never got any big like blockbuster films, but everything kind of always either slaps or has a target and a core audience. They are the budget studio like that you go to when you want guaranteed success. Them Spider-Verse movies are not with Marvel, but somehow those movies are phenomenal. Oh, you mean the animated ones? Yeah. But even those, they had like those had more input into them from Marvel than all the other Sonyverse stuff, other Spider-Verse stuff. Like, obviously, remember when they had like, the Prowler and that in there? That's because they did, they had that because Marvel were sort of overseeing certain things and giving pointers on the storyline. Black and red are your favorite colors too. Big up the black and red gang. Anyone that's on black and red, salute to you. I don't even know why those are my favorite colors, but it's like, yeah, it's my I've just loved the color red since I was a child, and I can't tell you why. Same as I can't tell you why the number 5 is my favorite number, but it just is. Premiums, come on. Yeah, 100%. Lock into Fight Fan TV Live, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, NWO Wolfpack colors. Yeah, although I liked, to be fair, I liked it long before then. But yeah, I'm trying to think. Did I? I didn't even really mess with the NWO too tough either. The white and black or the red and black ones. I wasn't really a WCW guy back in the day. Both are dense colors and can blend in any design. Yeah, I think that might be part of it. Like there's no color that black or red can't go with. Like obviously there's colors they go better with than others, but you know, certain colors, even though can put two colors together, certain colors just don't seem right when you really put them together. Like green and yellow don't look right together more time than not. Gold and green ish maybe, but like I know people really force the purple and green thing. I don't, you know, I know Mysterio tried to make that one. That one just to me doesn't really suit. But yeah, like purple and orange or purple and yellow, they kind of things. But you could put a red with a purple. You could put a black with a yellow or black with an orange. It's you know what I mean. So obviously, I guess white and black are cheat codes anyway because they can go with every other single color if you want them to. But yeah, check us talking about color schemes and that. When I tell you this is the casual stream, it's casual for a reason. We talk about any and everything. Oh, I saw Lord of the Rings, the War of the Rohirrim the other day. The animated Lord of the Rings film. If you guys, anyone who hasn't had the opportunity to see that, try and see it if you can. If it's not in your cinemas anymore or whatever, just I don't know if it will be on Prime or stream it or whatever. Um, that's a good cartoon still. Um, you know, adult-ish type cartoon. Like what is it, a 12? I think it's like a 12A or 15 or something like that. But yeah, it's I didn't know what to expect from that, but I enjoyed that. I thought it kept my attention. And considering it's over 2 hours long, and don't get me wrong, I was high on the Lord of the Rings. I've got all three of the original films, like the extended edition ones, the 4.5 hour joints. Um, but I never really watched the what's it called, all the spin-offs and all the other stuff or the prequels and that. I stuck to the originals, but that War of the Rohirrim is a really good cartoon. If anyone hasn't seen it or is interested in seeing it. I'm trying to think what else I've watched recently. Um, do you know a film that surprised me? I mean, look, it's a standard Netflix film, but the film Carry On. Anyone watch Carry On Netflix with Taron Egerton? That's a surprisingly good film as well with Jason Bateman as well, playing a non-funny role and playing it very well. Like I was shocked. I didn't expect that film to be as good as it was. That's correct. One of the greatest trilogies, that Lord of the Rings, 100%. The extended one is like the originals are fine. You can get that, but the extended one is just so much. It's just so rich in content. But when you got films and you literally the film itself just has to be spanned across two Blu-rays and four DVDs, you know that you're in for a long night. Oh, you're watching Carry On later. Okay, yeah. I think you like that. I enjoyed that film. I'm currently I'm on episode 6 of Squid Games. I should have been further ahead, but I fell asleep earlier, and I think I missed like an episode and a half, so I had to kind of go back. Um, but yeah, I think I got 2.5 episodes to go before I finish. A question I like to ask: Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings? For me, it's Lord of the Rings. I didn't like Harry Potter films. I've never seen any Harry Potter film all the way through. From the Prisoner of Azkaban. What's the first one called? Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone or whatever. I've tried to watch it so many times. I can only watch about half an hour, 40 minutes, and then I turn it off. I've heard that the last two are amazing, but I've never seen it. Karma, you never watched Squid Games? Oh snap. Okay, so all right. So the basic premise of Squid Games is like there's a bunch of people that are like massively in debt. Debts to loan sharks, to banks, to creditors, all that sort of stuff. And then they basically get recruited by this black sort of like this sort of like this dark web kind of organization, and they offer them they start playing games with them, and they give them some money, but then they offer them the chance to basically win enough money to clear their debts and to become rich beyond their wildest dreams. So from that point, they all basically get transported into this remote island, and on this island, they have to play like child's games essentially. But the variations of the games are if you lose in the game or something happens, if you either lose or you are eliminated, basically you get killed. And so they give people the choice of whether they want to continue to every game, but you only earn money. Basically, you only earn money every time someone dies, or you earn more money that way. So, say for instance, you have a pot of money which is like 100 million yen. So this is based in, I think, Korean money. So you got 100 million yen split between 250 people, and then so they'll get an equal share of that. But every time someone dies, you might get 10 million added on, kind of thing. And it's about, do the people want to go all the way to the end, or do people want to stop? And it's majority rules. It's cold. If you haven't had a chance to watch it, watch it. And you get emotionally invested in certain characters, and yeah, they not all of them make it. That's basically, that's not even a spoiler. I think people see that from the trailers. Oh my god, Korean, yeah, it's that. So I think the final prize pot is something like 45 billion won, something like that. Did I say yen before? I didn't mean to say yen. Yeah, it would be something like 45 billion. What if you're the sole survivor? That's how much you can make. But it's about, basically making it through the games, and then trusting team members as well to not screw you out of position and get you killed. Also, yeah. There's about 3 episodes left of season 2 that I'm watching now. Yeah, Calm, if you never watched it, make sure you do. You got to put that on the list. Have you checked out Creature Commandos or the last season of What If? Creature Commandos, no. What If? I haven't watched today's episode, but yes, I've been watching the What If. I know today's one, I think, is with Shang-Chi as a cowboy. I think I haven't seen it yet. So I will be watching that a little bit later. When I come off the stream, I will. I need to shower. As soon as I shower, I've not long ago come back from the gym, and then I will. Yeah, I'll get to watching the rest of my programs for tonight. I think, what was the last thing I watched? I actually went cinema the other day without the kids. What did I go and see? Bear with me, people. Okay, what was the last thing I watched? Oh, it was Craven. Okay. Oh, by the way, Mullah, I watched. I did see Paddington in Peru. It was kind of cool. I enjoyed. I saw that. I saw Wicked last month as well. I don't know if I mentioned that to anybody. Although I was annoyed because they didn't advertise Wicked as a part one and part two. I didn't realize I had to go back. Like, so that's a bit annoying. But yeah, I saw that. Obviously, we talked about Gladiator. I went with my goddaughter, and I saw Moana 2. That was cool. What's this? Where do you, or what do you think about careers on AJ and Fury? Do you think they should still fight on, or fight each other then retire? Personally, look, if they fight, that's fine. I won't lie. It's one of them ones where I don't care if they fight anymore. And the reason being, as much as I'd like to see it, if it happens, I'll watch, I'll pay for it and everything. But you're gonna get the whole, oh well, it doesn't matter if he beat him because he wasn't in his prime. Like, who would have won prime for prime? So you're not really gonna get a conclusive answer out of who's the best of the two, because everyone's just gonna find an excuse for the person that lost. And I don't really know if I can care for that right now. But yeah, look, if they, I think both of them have got enough that they can fight on, but you just got to be selective about who you're fighting. Like, you can't be taking on the young guns. The only way that you get to, you have to, if you're going to take on the young guns, you basically got to beat them like now before they have any fights. Like, before they reach sort of 10, 11, 12 fights, you got to try and get them early, get that name on the resume, so that just boosts your resume for when they eventually do something good later on. But if they're any like 15, 16 and 0, or 16 and 1, or 17, yeah, that's not your era. Like, leave that alone. Big Boy film, the chicken shop part cracked me up. Yeah, no, it was live. I mean, to be honest, all the Paddington films have consistently been good. Obviously, I look at it from a different lens than the regular lens I'll watch films through. But no, it was cool. And I do like, obviously, how he found his family, but realized where his home was. I enjoyed that. I thought that was cool. Especially Fury's side. Yep, that's true. I found the Fury versus Usyk fight boring. Oh, that's a surprise. I mean, it wasn't as eventful as the first one, but I don't know if I found it boring. But I hear that. Just back from the gym, first visit in 5 days. Shout out to you, Ed. Yeah, same here. Not the first in 5, but I think my first in 3, and I'm going 5 days total. And if my gym is open on New Year's Day, I'll be going that day just to do a little, I don't know, I haven't figured out what I'm gonna do that day. It won't be like my weight stuff. It might just be a cardio session or something. And then I'm off for 2 days, Thursday, Friday, back at work, and then Saturday, Sunday, I'm back in the gym on my old routine. Anyone watch Mufasa? Yeah, I watched that. I was talking with the guys earlier. I watched that with my godchildren last Saturday. Dope film. That some of the way that they've structured the acts is a bit annoying. Some of the back and forth that they do, but on the whole, like, the film itself is very engaging, and it gives a lot of layers to Scar's character, and obviously how he becomes how he is, and whether or not he was betrayed to begin with. Like, yeah, Paddington Bear Karma. Don't know if you've seen any of those films, but yeah, they're all right for obviously children's films, which adults can watch and appreciate. Man like Dodge 172, shout out to you. I'm well, man. I'm very well. Not long ago, back from the gym, had dinner. I was watching the Arsenal game, but I thought this was more important, especially as it's Arsenal against Ipswich. I'm not expecting any slip-ups from Arsenal. And I wanted to definitely get another stream in before the end of the year, because after this stream, there's not going to be any episodes for a couple of days, but I'm working on my end of year videos. I'm not going to do as many as I did last year and the year before, but we're going to have male and female fighter of the year, We're gonna have. I don't even know if I'm gonna do fight of the year this year. I'm not gonna do performance of the year. I don't. I can't remember to do performance of the year. I might do prospect. I haven't decided yet. But we're gonna have male and female fighter of the year. We're gonna have fight of the year, and we're gonna have knockout of the year. Those ones are guaranteed. If there's any other categories that you guys want to see as well, let me know, and I'll try and do those. It's just last year I did so many videos and I didn't really get the right level of engagement from them as I was hoping. Not especially not as much as I did the year before. So I figured let me sort of trim it down a bit. But my knockout of the year video is gonna be, I think that's gonna be special. But that video is always tricky because I always get flagged on those videos. So I got to try and be very clever with how I get the footage and put the footage in the video, because that's the only video I ever do year in year out which actually has additional footage in it. So wish me luck. But yeah, so that's going to be an interesting one. Man like Christopher Anthony, shout out to you. Big up base. What is your perfect 2025 for fights you want to see? So if we're talking about fights that aren't made, that need to be made, I want to see Inoue and Akhmadaliev. That's a fight that I'd like to see made. I would like to see the winner of Zhang and Caballero versus Martin Bakole. Actually, no, forget that. I want Akoli versus Bakole. That's what I want to see, that fight for the 2025. I would like to see I'm trying to think what other fights would I like to see. I'd like to see some unifications at featherweight. So Nick Ball, Angelo Leo, Rafael Espinoza, Ray Vargas, but I think Espinoza's going up. So yeah, some unifications, maybe Angelo Leo and Nick Ball. I'd like to see that fight. I mean, I'd still like to see Canelo and Crawford. That fight interests me enough that I want to see that. I want to see Jai Opetaia and Zurdo Ramirez. But before that, I'd like to see Jai Opetaia and Badou Jack, so we can get a undisputed fight going at cruiserweight. And I think I'd like to see Craig Richards and Anthony Yarde. Did you hear they delayed Batman Part 2 to? Yes, I heard. Not sure. Obviously, I don't know the reasons why, but I did hear about that. Very disappointing news. But you know, such is life. I'm sure that there'll be so many other dope films that will come out beforehand that we won't really notice too much, and then it'll just become like a bit of a welcome surprise by the time it comes back. Yeah, the Batman news is gutting. We need to see Travis J versus Tony the Pugilist. But yeah, that will happen. Like I think that's gonna happen in the first quarter. So I think they're gonna do that in February. Does anyone notice that Daniel Dubois is now feeling himself and forgets how good Parker is? I feel like he's overlooking Parker. I see Parker upsetting him. Yeah, do you know what? I understand what you're saying, because it does feel like he's overlooking him, or he's taking his eye off the ball a little bit, a la Andy Ruiz. But the difference here is that Daniel has been active and Joseph hasn't. And it's not Joseph's fault, but he ain't fought since March of last year, or this year technically. I guess it would be last year by the time he comes in. So that's just under 12 months, just under a year out the ring. Plus he went up in weight to like 275, 280 pounds. Is now going to try and take that weight back off to get down back to the 250s. That's a lot of yo-yoing up and down. That's a lot of like muscle stripping and stuff. So I don't know. To be honest, I feel like as much as he was, they kind of took the piss with him. He should have just went and gone back to New Zealand or something and just taken a fight over there just to keep busy like he did last year. Have a just have a fight. Even if it's against a no name, just have a fight. Go onto one of the other cards. Just take a pay cut and just go to one of these other cards just for the activity, because going into such a big fight 12 months out the ring is not the best preparation. But yeah, if anyone can do it off of the layoff, I'm sure it is Parker. But the momentum is just with Dubois at this point in time. So yeah, activity, that is a good point. Yeah, so well, obviously, I said a lot against, I should say, Daniel Dubois, and he's proven me wrong. I remember, everyone will remember on this channel, I said the only Dubois I acknowledge is Caroline. And Caroline is the Dubois that Daniel wishes he was, but Daniel he's come into his own, and he is the man at this point in time. The man not named Usyk, of course, but yeah, if he can keep his head screwed on, he can have a very, very big career. But I think the only thing is like with Daniel, you kind of know what you're gonna get in terms of how he fights and what he like. There's no real adjustments and anything. He is what he is. So if you know how to game plan for what he's gonna do, then he's not gonna go the rest of his career like unbeaten. Or I don't even think he's gonna remain unbeaten in the next year and a half, the next 18 months, unless he only fights once. So because you can just kind of see the accidents in him, but it's just that he's young enough and resilient enough to get away with it. What can see Tank Canelo doing next year? Well, I mean, Tank don't have a fight at the minute, as far as I remember. As far as I've heard, the Lamont Roach fight is supposedly cancelled. No PBC money for that, or something. I mean, Canelo's going to do. I can honestly see Canelo fighting Jake Paul next year. I think he might have one proper fight in May, and then I think he's going to go that Jake Paul route or something like that towards the end of the year. I can see it happening. I want to see Shakur step up as well. Yeah, I mean, look, I want Shakur in some unifications, but you got to talk to the other champions. They're the ones that ain't trying to step up. He's called for the Tank fight. He called for the Loma fight. I don't think he ever called for the Berinchyk fight, but probably realized to him there's no real money in that. People may not give him the credit. Who else is a champion in there? Loma, Berinchyk, and Tank. Yeah, so he's called for two of them. He's been trying to fight his mandatory for the last year, and Zepeda ain't having none of it. So only so much Shakur can do. All right, so name me some stuff that everyone's looking forward to for 2025. Like anything at all. Okay, better be a Bivol 2. That card is insanely good. Oh, by the way, people, I do think, I'm not sure if it's 100% confirmed, but I do think we will be having a Fight Talk live on Sunday. I think the time is being worked out. I think we're trying to figure out a new time that works best for everybody, because the 2:00 time I think is not the greatest in terms of it's midday. People that want to be out and doing things. So we're trying to see if we can work that one out. Obviously, the main issue is that we're on two different time zones. Maestro's like 5 hours behind the rest of us, and we have to take into consideration what his day looks like as well. Plus, it's a Sunday, so we don't want it to go too late into the night either. But yeah, we're working on that, and we will be back with like an end of year show. I don't even know what the topics are going to be. There's certain things they can't ask me because they're all going to be in the videos. Until the videos come out, I can't say anything. But you know, I'm looking forward to more trips to the cinema. I hear that. I'm gonna try and go. I want to see that. What's that film? In We Trust in Time, or In Time We Trust, the one with Andrew Garfield. I want to try and watch that one that comes out on New Year's Eve. Don't know when I get a chance to. I'm gonna try to see. Yeah, the card is crazy. I might try to go Bivol versus Beterbiev and do Umrah after. Okay, yeah. If I can get the money together, I'm definitely going to that one. I've got my visa, my Saudi visa, which runs out in March, so I'm definitely trying to make use of that. Boxing Pro, shout out. Yeah, my videos on the channel. So my like I said, my fight of the year video, fighter of the year, male and female, KO of the year, possibly the prospect of the year. See, I was gonna do what I might do is I might do a live stream with all the other categories that I didn't bother to do videos for. So things like performance of the year and stuff, and then let you guys sort of give your takes on that. But I think I already know who my performance of the year is getting to, and it's probably going to be someone that you guys won't have thought of, and you may not even agree with me. But I feel like it was my performance because it kind of gave me everything. Well, for Marvel, it's Daredevil Born Again, Captain America, Fantastic Four, Marvel Zombies. I hear that. Therefore, in 2025, we need to do the cinema link up. I'm ready, man. That's it. All you gotta do is shout me. I know that obviously you like to go Wimbledon, and I'm normally in Greenwich, but I'll make it work. And if we can get any more like-minded people coming through, yeah, 100%, I'm down. What's happened to Yard? Mate, your guess is as good as mine. At the moment, he's enjoying life as a free agent. You know, I guess he's trying to find out, you know, who the next best Polish opponent will be that he can get for a Sky or a TNT Sports or a DAZN. He might end up on GSM if he's not lucky. I say if he's not careful, I should say. Has anyone watched Secret Level on Amazon Prime? I've just finished watching all of the episodes of that. I think that's kind of cold still. Man, why are you laughing at GSM? They're good. They're doing some really good stuff, and they got a own contract. For DC, it's really just Superman, which is probably the only major project for them. Now they got a few other things going on. I swear they got the Booster Gold thing coming out this year. That Green Lantern show, I think they got that as well. They got a few things coming out for 2025. But yeah, I don't know, that Superman's getting some mixed reviews, so it's gonna be interesting to see how it plays out. Apparently, DAZN just broadcast no fee. Yeah, you know, but that's cool. Remember, they're not really banking on the fees. They're still small halls, so there's the tickets and that. That's why they're always in like them ticket seller areas like Sheffield and, you know, those parts of the city. But their shows do well, and they've got a little bit of a name now. So you know, Izzy Assaf's doing his thing. Shout out to him. No Lanterns, I think that's coming out in 2026. And I don't know about Booster Gold. Yeah, I'm sure they're doing the Booster Gold something that's supposed to be coming out next year. But yeah, again, none of that stuff really is that consequential to me. Quick question: has anyone ever watched this Euphoria show? Because it seems to be plastered all over my X, like all of these mad scenes and like sex scenes and that, and it's always over my. But it's like always bare different scenes. Has anyone ever watched the show? Because I'm sure isn't what's her name, Zendaya in that show? And is it Zendaya and Sydney Sweeney? I've never watched it, but heard it's kind of mad. Yeah, it seems just from what I keep seeing on my timeline, bare different scenes on it, and everyone's always raving about it. So I'm gonna have to check it out at some point. Boxing Pro. No, this is not a strictly boxing stream. This is actually a stream that we call the casual or the super casual stream or the extreme casual stream, where we talk mainly anything but boxing. But obviously have a little bit of boxing sprinkled in, as it is primarily a boxing channel. But yeah, this is films, this is TV, this is WWE, this is UFC, this is football, soccer if you're in the States, whatever. Whatever people want to chat about, we chat about on this one. Stranger Things season 5. I swear the last season wasn't that the last one that came out? Or did they say that they've got one more left? Oh yeah, I think they're shooting the final one right now. Yeah, the next boxing stream will probably be the awards stream, where I give out the rest of my awards for the for the end of year, and then after that it will be every Tuesday. Normally we'll do a stream on like the latest stuff that's happening in boxing outside of the videos and the other content. So yeah, anytime you see something saying the casual stream or anything along those lines, it's not strictly boxing. So just so you know, this is the last one, and that's in 2025. Okay, yeah, I remember they were saying that. Yeah, so I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I've watched all the other Stranger Things seasons, so I would like to see how they end it. If I'm being real, I feel like the whole show itself could have been done after maybe the third season. You know, I don't know how they've managed to stretch it to 5. Well, I do. I know how they've managed to, money, but I feel like they could have wrapped it up after the third one if they really wanted to. Okay, I'll come back for boxing. No doubt. No, thank you for coming. Thank you for turning up anyway. But yeah, there will be videos out later on this week specifically for that. Okay, so we're gonna keep this one nice and breezy. So I'm gonna read for the next 2-3 minutes, 4 minutes or so. Anything else anyone wants to come out with? Yes, nobody jumps on today, which is all good. The next one we will be doing, I'll definitely get a bunch of panelists coming on, and we'll talk that. I'm trying to sort out another interview. I'm trying to sort out a live interview with Jaya Patel. He messaged me the other day, so I'm looking to see if we can do something. I need to get another interview down with Caroline Dubois before she defends the title on the 11th of January. Shout out to all the Capricorns in the building. Her on the 11th, me on the 12th. Great weekend. Is there live action How to Train Your Dragon movie? Yeah, I saw a trailer for it when I was in the cinema the other day. I don't know how live action it is, but yeah, it's there is one coming up. You know that Capricorn sauce, it's different. Shout out to Muller. Obviously, I'll make sure that Caroline knows as well, so she's got to get a victory in his honor as well as her own, as well as mine, because otherwise that would be a very shitty weekend. I'm looking forward to Karate Kid's Legend movie with Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio. Yeah, I saw a trailer for that, and they're incorporating that plus the films, and also I think parts of the Cobra Kai show I think is also going to be slightly incorporated in it. So yeah, I think that's a very interesting film. But obviously they got Jackie Chan from the Chinese Kung Fu side, and they got Ralph taking up for the Japanese karate. So yeah, I actually think that might some of the scenes I've seen on it look kind of cold. So I'm looking forward to it. I finished Cobra Kai the other day, and I can't lie, that's like a guilty pleasure of mine. It's not the greatest, but it's enjoyable. So, and my girl, what's her name, Reina Valingram, was in there as well. So shout out to her. Where she's like a fourth degree black belt, 13-time Taekwondo champion. We're gonna go back through for one last cycle. I'm looking forward to Den of Thieves 2, Ballerina, and Sinners. Ballerina, most definitely. Den of Thieves 2, I think, will be interesting. Sinners, jury's out, but I will give it a watch. Be the pencil. What other interesting fights do we have before Beterbiev Bivol? Morel and Benavides is the only interesting one that I would say. Obviously, Dalton Smith, I think, is fighting on the 25th in Nottingham. That one is what it is. Actually, before that fight, you've also got Diego Pacheco and Steven Nelson. That's gonna be that fight there is gonna be a madness. I don't even know which way I'm leaning on that one. I got to do some film study before I do my predictions. She's quite no worries. She's quite cute. Yeah, Reina, she's very cute in a for me a very platonic way because she's mad young. So I ain't even looking at her like that, but very talented. I follow her on Instagram just to see all of the drills and stuff that she does. Very impressive. Mad Marga though, she could stand to put on a little bit of weight, but it's not me trying to body shame or anything. But yeah. All right, so look, I think this will probably be the yeah, I think this is gonna be the last live stream of this year. It won't be the last bit of content, but definitely be the last live stream. So with that, I've got to say it has been real, and I've got to thank everyone who tunes in consistently week in and week out. The MJ movie, yeah, that's a. I want to try and see if I can find a stream of the Clarissa Shields movie. I want to give that a go and see what that's saying. But yeah. No, look, big thanks to everyone. Everyone who's ever dropped a super chat, everyone who's dropped a comment, a like, a share, just the people that get involved week in, week out, you know, the people that keep me doing these lives, you know. I would still do them if it only showed one person watching, but you know, you've got to, I'm happy that there's always more than that, whether it's 12, whether it's 25, 30, 40, 50, etc. But yeah, look, salute to all of you guys. Thank you very much. I will catch you all in the new year. So have a safe one. Hope you all had a good Christmas. And yeah, we will talk soon. Yeah, she had a movie. It came out in December, I think. I think it came out yesterday. So check that. Salute to you.
Maybe I'ma make it, maybe I'm not. In time we'll see. But who better than me? I don't care if you agree. I ain't saying that I'm better than anyone. But who better than me?